Okay, I've got a great drill for you to practice when you're at home. If you've seen this on my website, um, I don't know if everyone will look at this and think, wow, that's a great training aid. But for myself, I use it constantly just because it's always lying around at my house. And when it's not, it's in my trunk because I throw it in my golf bag occasionally to work with it on the range. But what I do with this when I'm at home is I go ahead and I exaggerate that setup position, kind of like we were talking about in the grooving the takeaway, the Steve Stricker kind of takeaway practice swings. I'll get set up and I'll exaggerate the angle between my left arm and the shaft. And because this thing kind of has a blade on it, or a kind of a fan blade on it, when I make my backswing, I can feel resistance. As long as the blade is pointing in the direction that the blade is traveling, I can feel resistance. So as I go back, I feel resistance on the blade. It's kind of creating some wind resistance. So that does a couple of really cool things. One, it kind of creates a little bit of a muscle building I don't know, it's just engaging my muscles as I go back because the club head is much more, it doesn't get resistance as it goes through the air, not nearly as much as this. So I'm actually starting to build some muscle in my backswing, but also I'm feeling that resistance. If I lose that resistance, I know it's because I've rolled the club face open or the blade open. So when I go back, if I roll the blade open, I lose resistance, and then I've got this really weird, awkward feeling swing where it's kind of like flapping all over the place. So as long as I've got that resistance, I can feel that my club face, or the blade in this instance, is on path or swinging on track. And I can do any one of my drills. I can do my kind of Steve Stricker or my grooving the impact drill where I exaggerate the setup here with the handle forward, turn back with the body, turn through, and just try to maintain those alignments. I can do that one, or I can do my pause at the top drill where I brace, set, tilt my shoulders slightly, turn back, pause, turn through, and still try to hear that wind resistance and feel that wind resistance. And any of those drills, even if you don't have the swing blade, you can still do this with like a 7-iron or a driver if you've got room. You don't knock over any lamps or hit any lights on the ceiling. But really just making sure that you've got some tool that can give you feedback is the key. So whether it's a 7-iron or if you've got one of these swing blades, turning back, feeling the resistance on this really gives me the feedback. And if I'm using a 7-iron, because I can't feel the resistance as much, I just need to be aware that I'm paying attention to what the club face is doing. I'm making sure that it's not rolling open as I go to the top of my backswing. So at home, the swing blade is a great drill, a great tool when you're trying to do drills. And also you can use this on the course, or even just having a club at your house that you can work on that kind of Steve Stricker impact, grooving the impact drill, or even the pause at the top drill. All of those drills can be done at home and will definitely help you groove your swing.